What's good, sneaker community? It's your guy, Guilty White Boy, the regular guy, Sneakerhead, and this is another episode of Sneaker Talk. Now, the first thing I want to get into is Travis Scott. There's a whole lot of new news right now surrounding Travis Scott and sneakers, and that's what we're going to get into first. Now, I'm sure a lot of us sneakerheads know, I know, and I wasn't planning on getting them, not really a fan of them. They're okay, but it's just not my thing, but still, all of us sneakerheads know that the Mocha Jumpman Jacks were supposed to come out on the 16th, but didn't. And there's no news of when they're going to come out. Then there was rumors that they could be possibly a Complex Con exclusive because of the Cactus Con event going on at Complex Con. Speaking on Complex Con, they had a $1,200 VIP pass. And with that $1,200 VIP pass, it gets you a special key card to get into a VIP hotel room. And then it comes with a VIP package. And then, of course, you get into the Cactus Con event at Complex Con. And the VIP package came with a bunch, man. It looks like it came with an album, maybe a book of some sort, a briefcase, a couple different bags, a pair of shoes. And there was 2 different shoes given. Some people ended up actually getting the Mocha Jumpman Jacks. Some people got another pair. I'm not a big fan of all these, so I'm not exactly sure what the name of this silhouette is, but there was another silhouette given. Only a few got the Mocha Jumpman Jacks. I mean, it was a whole little gift set that came with it, as well as the hotel room and the experience. In other Travis Scott news, there's been word of possibly being more cancellations and that Travis Scott might be in the hot seat with Nike and Jordan Brand. And that could be the reason why some of these shoes, these Jordan 1 low Travis Scott's got canceled, maybe why these Jumpman Jack Mochas didn't drop when they were supposed to, and could possibly be what keeps us from getting the friends and family Jordan 4 Travis Scott purple that we were rumored to be getting just a couple days ago. Now the rumor is we're not going to get it, or we possibly could not be getting it because Travis Scott might be having issues between him and Jordan Brand and Nike. So who knows why. People are saying it could be because of backdooring, but like I said, this is all speculation and talk, man, and rumors, so nobody knows the truth of what's really going on. We'll just have to, pay attention and keep listening and see what the future holds. But a lot of news dealing with Travis Scott right now and sneakers. A lot of stuff to look forward to. They had some pictures of some Travis Scott samples pop up. There's no name for this silhouette yet. As you see, it has the backwards Nike swoosh on it. There's a couple colorways there. It's kind of reminiscent of the Sharkadon, Travis Scott and McEnroe collab. A little different though. But these pictures of these samples popped up. I think maybe these are gonna be at the Cactus Con event at Complex Con. I think that's where the samples came from. And then there's also some recent pictures that popped up of a new taupe haze colorway of the Jumpman Jack. And it's got a little baby blue in it too. I kind of like this colorway. Not a big fan of the Jumpman Jacks, but I kind of like this colorway. Myself, I'm more of a Jordan 1 through 23 guy, but don't get me wrong, some of these shoes are nice and do look good. I do like some of them. I like this taupe haze colorway of the Jumpman Jack. I'm just not gonna buy it because I collect Jordans 1 through 23. I try to stick to that one thing. I'm an extremist. Go too hard, Anyway, in other news, I wanted to touch on, in the past, every month didn't have all these Jordan Brand releases. And I'm not talking about in the 90s or early 2000s. We all know that especially us from that era. But I'm saying last year, the year before that, there were a few what I like to call dry months. And those were months where they didn't have any releases that I myself was interested in, or that many people in the sneaker game were really interested in, or there might have only been one or two pairs, that were coming out at the time that I liked, or one or two pairs that were really dope. So those dry months would give me time to catch up on buying older releases that were dope that I wanted. Here lately, it's like every month we got 5, 6, 7 pairs coming out, and they're all dope. It's hard to choose, especially if you don't have the same budget you had before, where you could just grab anything you wanted and you got to slow down and be choosy. It's kind of hard to pick nowadays with all these different dope releases they got coming out, and then it definitely doesn't leave room to go back and get anything old. I'm just looking at what we got coming out next year. Man, I'm not going to have room to buy anything that came out previously. And there's so many pairs, and I'm not talking about in the past year or two. I'm talking about pairs from 2013, 14, 15, stuff like that. There's dope pairs that really ain't even that expensive right now. Right now, it's a buyer's market. It's the perfect time to buy anything. And there's a lot of dope pairs that I would love to be able to get, but it's just so much heat coming out next year. I just don't see me having an opportunity. I don't see many people having an opportunity. I mean, I used to look forward to the dry months, and now it's like they're so packed full of heat. There isn't a dry month. Some of you guys may know what I'm talking about with them dry months. If so, man, feel free to speak on it in the comments and reminisce on it in the comments with your boy. But other than that, another thing I wanted to talk about, a lot of people, the Jordan 1, it gets hyped for being the sneaker that started it all, and it is, of course. It deserves its respect, and it deserves the love for that. It is a classic. It is the Jordan 1, the one that started it all. But a lot of people don't give the Jordan 3 the respect that it really has coming, the respect that it deserves. A lot of people don't realize that Jordan 3 saved Jordan Brand. If it wasn't for the Jordan 3, if it wasn't for Tinker Hatfield creating that Jordan 3, there wouldn't be a Jordan Brand after the Jordan 2. There wouldn't be any Nike Jordan releases after the Jordan 2. Mike was ready to go. He had his feel with them. He didn't like the shoes. He had his feel. He was ready to go until Tinker popped up with the 3 and showed it to him, and he seen that Jumpman on the tongue. And see, that's another thing that makes the 3 so important and so special. It was the first silhouette to feature that Jumpman logo. Now, back then, when it first came out, it had the Nike Air branding, but later on, they threw the Jumpman on the back of it as well. But it was the very first sneaker to feature that Jumpman on the tongue and solidify that logo. And, I mean, we all know what that logo's done, how big that logo got since then. So think about that when you look at a Jordan 3 next time. It's the first one to feature that Jumpman logo, and it saved Jordan Brand. It's the one that cemented Jordan Brand, kept Mike with Jordan Brand. Another thing that's I wanted to speak on was the lack of hype around the Legend 11 or Columbia 11 that's coming out this December. A few years ago when this thing released, man, it sold out, and it was at least double retail not too long after it came out. I mean, it did wonderful, and the resale value on it since then has been, $400 or $500 or better. And now we get a new pair coming out that's supposed to be closer to the original, and there's no hype around it really. It's looking like this might be another easy cop. This might be one that may sit. And this is an OG pair. This is a pair that Mike actually played in and wore. This is a pair that he actually put up numbers in, but there's no hype around the OGs no more. If it's not a collab, it's like there's no hype around it. So it's like the 11 is going to be a pretty much a easy cop for anybody that wants to get it. And 3 or 4 years ago, it wouldn't have been that way. Now, I myself, I got rid of all my 11 lows and my 11 highs. Right now, I only have two 11s in my collection, and that's one that just came out, and then the Gratitudes. I got rid of all of them because I kind of got tired of them and burnt out on them and wanted different stuff. I don't know if other people feel that way and their focus switched to other shoes, but the 11 used to be a hype shoe. It used to be a guaranteed shoe that would have some value to it. And I'm not a reseller, so I really don't look for value in it. I go for what I like, what I care about. But I just think it's crazy that this shoe is not going to do better than it looks like it's going to do. Hopefully it will do better, but hopefully it'll be an easy cop too for the people that just want to get it to have it and wear it, because I mean, at the end of the day, that's what I'm about. In other news, we have first look at the actual pair of an upcoming women's exclusive for next year, and that is the Jordan 4 Seafoam. Uh, it's mostly seafoam green with the sail bottom. I'm not really into it. It'll be a pass for me. It's not terrible, but it just ain't my color. It ain't my thing. So I'm not really into it. But it's not a terrible shoe, and I can't knock anybody that will go for it. Anybody who is interested and does want it, I'd love to hear that in the comments and hear your thoughts on it and what it is about it that makes you like it and want it. I'm open to all that. It's just not a shoe for me. But I do want to make sure that those who are interested do get a chance to see this isn't a speculative mock-up. This is an actual look at a pair of the shoes, the actual shoes. The Air Jordan 4 women's exclusive Seafoam. We have another good up close look at an actual pair of shoes releasing next December, supposedly on the 6th, and that is the Air Jordan 12 Soulfly Cafe Cito. It comes in a Baroque brown and white colorway, and we have pictures of the packaging. It comes with it's either like a canvas bag or like a canvas dust bag or something. It says Soulfly Cafe on it. It's got the green plastic sleeve that the box slides into. And then the shoes are premium leather and then crack leather upper. The white part is crack leather. And you see a close up on the pictures. You can see how that crack leather looks, how good those shoes look. And then it has Soulfly branding on the shoe. It had, instead of the TWO3 on the tongue, it has Soul on one and Fly on the other. And then it has a neat little SF design on the back instead of the Jumpman on the little finger loop. Little SF Soulfly logo. And I mean, they're a nice shoe. Real nice shoe. I can't wait to find out more about the story behind them, what this Cafecito, what the meaning behind that is, what the story behind that is. But the packaging and the look of the shoes are great. The materials look fire. I definitely can't wait to get my hands on a pair. Can't wait to show you all a review when I do. Wish I could get a pair early, man, but right now the prices are up pretty high on them. See if they drop. I mean, they're only a couple weeks out. But there you have it, a look at the actual pair of the Air Jordan 12 Soulfly Cafecito, supposedly releasing December 6th. The last thing I wanted to touch on this episode of Sneaker Talk is this StockX news. Now, I'm sure a lot of you may have heard already, some of you may not, but StockX, during this ongoing lawsuit with Nike, has admitted to selling fakes. I mean, it's then came out flat out. Get ready for the class action lawsuits. Everybody who's ever bought from them, you're probably gonna be able to get a lawsuit against them, especially if you did buy fakes. You're guaranteed to be able to get one when Nike's done with them, if they got anything left. They flat out incriminated themselves with their own words. Basically, what was said is StockX authenticity claims are knowingly false. They admitted that their authenticators have no way of being able to tell if a shoe is actually authentic or not. They cannot verify, not with the fakes they have nowadays. They admitted it. It's right there in the paperwork. They also admitted to knowingly passing through counterfeit footwear. Knowingly passing through counterfeit footwear. They also said that there is no way to determine the percentage of how many counterfeit footwear got through to the consumers. No way to tell how much counterfeit footwear got through to consumers. So if you bought from them in the past few years, there's no way to know if your shoes were actually authentic or not. Not based off StockX saying it is or having a StockX tag on it. I mean, that's terrible, man. I bought a few things from them. I can't say that I've had any fakes for sure or not. I don't think so. But I mean, who knows? After hearing all this, who can say for sure? I have had a couple bad dealings with them. Not on that end, but I've bought shoes and then waited a while for them to come in, only to be told they got lost in shipping or they're not going to ship, and then get canceled and me get refunded and have to do it again. Uh, but other than that, I haven't had any negative dealings with StockX. I've heard the horror stories, but I personally haven't had any. But the news of this is wild, you know. Uh, I mean, definitely makes you consider whether you'd ever buy it from them again. And I mean, how can you use them to base the prices of sneakers now? Most people that don't even buy from them, whenever they're looking up a sneaker to see what it's worth, that's their go-to is StockX. It's quick and easy and simple. That's most people's go-to. And it's like, can you really use that now to judge the worth of a sneaker anymore? Yeah, we'll see what happens with all this, man. What are your thoughts on it? Have you had any bad experiences? Let your boy know in the comments. That's what I'm here for. Anyway, that's been another episode of Sneaker Talk with your guy, Guilty White Boy, aka the regular guy, Sneakerhead. Thanks. Stay tuned. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you follow and subscribe and keep coming back.